Welcome to the Business Boys Talkin-Business show with your hosts, Brian Magleby and Tyler Price.
Once again, Tyler has changed a little bit. Man, you have been, I might just have to put your picture up on that logo up there. But you're the good-looking version of Tyler Price, I'll have to say.
I don't know about that. I'm a poor substitute, but I'm happy to be here.
You are.
I love talking business.
We appreciate you been here. Last week we had Brian Ball on the show with Spotify. Man, he's doing some great things.
He is. Yeah. I've been a member for years. I love it. And it was great to be able to hear his story and talk about all the wonderful things that they've got to grow the business and make it really, as he said, a center for wellness, which kind of leads into some stuff that we're going to be talking about today.
We do. What a great guest today. Man, this, I have never seen a sport take off like this pickleball has. I go back, I'm a racquetballer and have been for the last 50 years, and just love the sport. But I'll tell you, as I've started getting into playing some pickleball, this sport has just taken off and is just, young kids, old people, it doesn't matter your age, you can all play pickleball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is something that I've seen kind of secondhand because I haven't been a court sport guy except for squash and racquetball. Yeah. And I got to tell you, every time I see this, I'm seeing whole families, generations playing this together. And I'm also seeing some pretty hardcore competitive, really a lot of energy.
Yes.
Really fast-paced, a lot of technique, a lot of focus. So to me, it's one of those things that really just spans the spectrum.
I've seen, as I've traveled through Utah and other states, that there's these big places that are turning into pickleball, and we now have one here in eastern Idaho. So excited to have Robbie Owens, one of the owners of Spitfire Pickleball, and he's going to be here talking about the number one growing sport for the last couple of years in America.
The whole country, yep.
Absolutely phenomenal. Spitfire Pickleball here in eastern Idaho. But before we bring Robbie on, let's talk about some of our sponsors. Number one, thank you to BBSI. They're just absolutely phenomenal. That's who you work for. Jeremy introduced the show here today. What are some of the cool things that BBSI does?
Yeah, BBSI is awesome because a company or a business gets into business to do a certain thing. But they realize that as soon as they hire somebody and they register for a business license, they're required to do a lot more.
Yes.
And it takes energy and resources away from what they intended to do in the first place.
They're need to run their own business, but BBSI can take away all the other stresses.
Yeah, so we're able to take that away and also help them focus on what's going to be the best path for them to succeed, however they define success. So it's really wonderful to work with clients around the region and help business owners succeed and to help that business run with as little friction as possible and with as few touches as possible on the required portion of the business so that all of their energy, all of their resources can be about growing their business.
Yes, BBSI, they have the top-notch employees. Jared's one of them. And one of our great sponsors of our final segment of the show every week called Total BS. We love BBSI and appreciate their sponsorship. Style House Decor and Staging. Christy Carlquist has put an amazing company. All of our set here is thanks to Christy and Style House. Every week they call us and say, let's tweak this, let's do this. And it just keeps getting bigger and better. And I just got to say, if you need to stage a house, you got to check out Style House. They're the only people in here that's doing it. So great things. Mrs. Powell's Bakery, wow. I can't talk enough about Mrs. Powell's Bakery. Absolutely phenomenal company over in Ammon. And man, she's so supportive of our show, the triathlon business that I have. And she's just so great. You got to go. Anytime you hear Mrs. Powell's, your mouth should just be watering to want to taste one of their huckleberry cinnamon rolls.
Yeah. And let me jump in on this next sponsor, the SBDC here in Idaho. You know Brian, the director of the SBDC and the Idaho Innovation Center here in Idaho Falls, the outstanding work they do to help people take concepts through launch and supporting them through the first years of launch. If you want to get great professional resources in terms of coaching, business canvas modeling, basic market assessment advice, individualized coaching as an executive, there's not a better resource in the region, and it's amazing the opportunity that people overlook in starting a business on getting some expert advice up front.
From cradle to grave, we'll help you, and guess what? It all costs a massive $0. So check us out, IdahoSBDC.org, the Idaho Innovation Center. We've got some great things, some new things coming here to the Innovation Center. I just finished working with a new guy that's bringing a makerspace business to here. And if you want to have a place that you need a welder or a saw, any kind of tooling, whether you want to do if you're dreaming of building any kind of product, it is a place for you to come and hang out and practice and design what your product's going to be. Coming here in a coming month to the Idaho Innovation Center. Man Cave Innovations, we appreciate their sponsorship with some of our technology in our studio. Vulpine Marketing keeps us up to date every single week. You end us out with New Line Media.
New Line Media, and obviously this is the man behind the curtain.
It is.
That makes our mugs look good.
That does. Every week here, he can design up a great video. In fact, almost every video that we show here has been produced by him. If your company would like to get a new video that is the best way to portray your business, you got to come and look up Tyson at New Line Media. He does phenomenal videography work. And let's talk about the class that we have coming up here starting next month. You're going to be helping me teach this class. It's fundamentals of a business success. And here's some of the things that we're going to be going. I'm going to be covering some of the top things there: the elevator pitch, SWOT analysis, business purpose statements, a mission statement, vision statement, business modeling and planning. We have someone that's going to help us, but these bottom ones that are ones you're going to help us with. We'll be having a guest for the financial strategies, but then growth and marketing strategies, building a team and human resources are things that you're going to help cover in the class. This is a class that starts in April. And the first Wednesday, it goes every Wednesday for 6 weeks, 6 classes, an hour and a half sessions. We will be recording these. If you can't make it, you can tune in by Zoom, or we can send you the link to the video after. So if you're out of the area, we can help you there. Is the quote there: a mandatory class for businesses less than 5 years old who do not want to be part of the 90% that fail. If your business is under 5 years old, you need to be in this class, because we will teach you the secret sauce will be given out there so that you can be part of the 10% that succeed.
And why do we keep this stuff secret? These are things and strategies that any business owner can and should master. And it's just crazy that we don't have a venue to get this message out to more people. So if you're in business and you know people that are starting a business, get them plugged into this. We want to be part, with the Innovation Center, of helping successful launches, and not just launches, but sustainable growth, sustainable impact in the community.
We're here to make businesses successful, and if you want yours to be guaranteed to be around in 5 years, you need to come and check out that class. The registration is happening now. It starts on the 5th of April, so we encourage you to check that out. It's one of our most popular classes here, and we're just excited that we are here to help sustain businesses and make sure that they're solid and steady as they grow. So one of those is a new business here, just opened up a couple months ago. Spitfire Pickleball. Look at this. Here's a pickleball racket. If you haven't played with it, it's a kind of a combination, I think, of a couple different sports. But these are some of the gifts that we're going to be giving away today at the end of the show. So watch the show, pay attention, because we're going to ask a trivia question at the end. And what are you going to get? All of this stuff, plus a free month membership to come and check out Spitfire.
Yep, it'll be fun. So this is a little bit of a teaser to come, but
it'll
be awesome to put this racket in somebody's hand, or a paddle. I'm not sure which, but we'll learn.
Yep.
And excited to have Spitfire here today.
That's right. We'll watch this quick video. This is them, a video that they did as they put together their new amazing location. Only a mile or so away from our studio here at the Innovation Center. And what a great thing they put together. Spitfire Pickleball. Watch this, and then we'll have Robbie Owens, one of the owners of Spitfire Pickleball, on the show. Spitfire Pickleball.
That's right.
Welcome to the... Where did you come up with that name, Spitfire?
So the road name is actually Spitfire Street. I don't know if you know, but yeah, we were just driving around trying to find a big enough building to put a bunch of pickleball courts in, and we just looked around everywhere, and we finally got to this one location, and they were building this massive building, and we're like, I think this is the one. Like, this one works really well. There's no beams in between, so that it doesn't get in the way of the courts. And my business partner, who was looking in the area at the time, he sent me the street name, and it was Spitfire, and I was like, that sounds pretty good. I think that's going to be the one. And so
Spitfire Pickleball is on Spitfire Avenue.
Spitfire Street, I think. Yeah, something like that.
So if you guys do your job right, they're going to think the street was named after you.
Exactly. That's what we tell people now. So
that's very good. Well, talk to us about this craze. I mean, I call it a craze because, I've been a racquetballer for the last 50 years of my life, and I play almost every week, but this sport is taken over. It's a combination of multiple sports, I think.
Right.
And kind of talk about what the craze is.
It's having a moment right now, and just to kind of speak to your point, it's the fastest growing sport over the course of the last 3 years in a row.
Yes.
But within the last year alone, so from 21 to 22, it nearly doubled in growth and participation. And so that's, a massive amount of growth.
There has not been a sport that's been like that that I could ever remember.
Right. Yep. So, I think it just has a lot to do with the community aspect of it. Obviously, anyone can play it. You can have younger athletic kids come in and play with older people and get smoked by the older people, and so there's that skill. It's a pretty good skill gap if you get like from beginner to advanced, and so there is the ability to take it to another level. But if for the recreational player, you can mix in with anybody and have an absolute blast. And
the learning curve, tell us a little bit about that. How hard is it to pick this up? How hard is it to master it and feel really good about, competitively playing a match or a game?
Yeah, so we do free introductory classes where we'll just book an hour for whoever who wants to come and play, and we'll teach them the rules. And then within 15 minutes, we have people that are playing on their own, right? And so it's pretty easy to get going. If you really want to dedicate some time, you can get pretty good within a matter of, a week. It's crazy.
I've got a neighbor that he started out playing, but when I went and played a few nights with him, you can pick it up really quick.
Yeah.
And it's easy to pick up. There's a few rules that are kind of challenging
that
may get you. I've played, I think, 5 or 6 times, and I still get caught up on
Yep.
a few of them. I get into the kitchen and realize I shouldn't be in the kitchen type deal. But it's just a phenomenal. It's a combination of multiple sports out there. What would it?
Yeah.
So what is it? What is all the sports that are kind of encompassed with pickleball?
Yeah, so if you have a background of like racquetball or ping pong even, tennis is a big one. There's a lot of pro tennis players that are actually coming over to the pro tour of pickleball and doing really well. But it's a little bit of everything. I mean, the court itself it's a fourth of a tennis court, so you could actually fit 4 pickleball courts on one tennis court, right? Yeah. But it's similar in that you serve diagonally, right? They return, and then some of the rules take a little bit. I think the hardest part, I always say, with pickleball is the scoring, keeping track of the score.
It is a little bit, but once you get used to it, it is really easy, and you can. It's so nice. You call out your score, the opponent's score, and it's just easy once you pick it up.
It is easy, and that's the great thing about it. Like, so many people are, I think, hesitant about starting a new sport, or maybe they haven't ever played anything like pickleball before, and so they are just hesitant. And so I think what we're trying to do at Spitfire is get people to come and just try it out, right? And we're just eliminating those boundaries of play. Really, there's no excuse now.
And I have to say that of all the sports that are out there, it caters to not only the younger, but if you go into retirement communities, that's all they play.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think I saw some statistic on Zillow that 86% of the listings from October 2021 to 2022, I think maybe it was that the listings increased 86%, and they had the word pickleball in them.
Did they really?
So I mean, people want to know about
proximity.
pickleball. Yeah, the proximity of where's the closest pickleball court, and that, I guess, is a determining factor of where you want to live and where you want to move. So
it is. I actually saw some people that were filling in their swimming pool that they had for years and putting a pickleball court in. That's crazy.
Sounds about right. Yeah, and to speak to that a little bit. So tennis. Pickleball courts are starting to take over tennis courts a little bit, and so I don't know. There's a little bit of a headbutt there between tennis and pickleball, and I mean, pickleball wouldn't be where it is now without tennis. And I think tennis has room to grow even from pickleball, and so it's a good happy medium. I myself come from a tennis background, and so that's where I kind of get a little bit of the expertise on how to run a tournament, right, and how to form leagues. And just how to coach overall, right? And
there's different levels of pickleball that you can raise the different levels that you play. Talk about that.
Yeah. So I think one of the coolest things about pickleball as well is that there is what's called, so there's a rating system in pickleball, and you can just come and to Spitfire you can come and get a rating. Like, we'll give you a rating once you play a few matches. And it's through an organization called DUPR, D-U-P-R, and it's the Dynamic Universal Pickleball Rating System. Yeah. And so,
unlike I've never seen this with any other sport. So.
Yeah, and it's really just based on results, which it's fair. I mean, you play your match, you win it, your rating increases, and it's a pretty intense algorithm where they'll take your points won and points that maybe you should have won against this player because they're better than you or worse than you. And so it'll take a lot of these metrics and spit out a score for you. And you can use that DUPR rating to play in tournaments and advance to other tournaments that will that eventually get to like a pro level. There's a Major League Pickleball Association. And you can, I mean, even the recreational players have access to entering those tournaments, and that's unlike any other sport I've seen where you can just jump in with all these pro players and have a chance at winning.
Yeah.
So
and these pickleball the pro tournaments are just fun to watch. I think I'm a pretty good racquetball player, and I'm on the state champion list. But I'll tell you, to watch those professional pickleball players, those guys are all over it.
Yeah, it's definitely on another level. Like it's one thing to watch pickleball on TV and be like, I'm guilty of being like, oh, I could do that, right?
Yeah.
I could mix in with those guys. But then to be there playing with some of the top players, and we have really good players in our community who I've played with, and it's pretty crazy skill level that they are able to achieve, and so it's fun though. It's fun to mix in with higher level players and learn from them, and yeah. Good.
Robbie, when we have people on the show, I always like to ask, you've got a background in healthcare administration, right? That's professionally what you've done. What on earth prompted you to go a complete left turn and let's put a pickleball facility in Idaho Falls? What's that story?
Yeah, so me and my business partner, Jordan Hale, he's a PA over at Root Cause Integrative Medicine. He and I, we have a pretty good relationship. He's my brother-in-law, and I've been in pickleball for a couple years, probably since 2019, just kind of when everything was shutting down, and you got to get out and do something, right? And there's been people within pickleball for many years more than I have been, but Jordan himself got into pickleball, I would say, last year during the summer, and he's like, man, we got to do something. Like, this is such a fast-growing sport. It's so fun. It's so accessible. We had seen clubs form in Utah. On every street corner.
Yes.
Pretty much
big
Utah's
buildings that they've turned into it. So.
Like 16 court facilities. It got fantastic facilities down there, and we saw that they were doing really well, and we thought it would be a good idea to look into it and see, since we both love the sport, just kind of what it looked like. And that's when we started looking at buildings and looking at a few different costs to what it would take to get it started, and just all kind of came together. We started making calls, and everything lined up schedule-wise. I would say it would have been last summer, so July, like the very end of July, we started making some calls to different court surfacers, and at the time they were telling us, we're so booked out with pickleball courts right now that you're just going to have to wait till next year. And we told them, well, we're looking at this indoor facility, and we were able to find one company that, since it was indoor and we can kind of monitor the temperature, their season, their outdoor season was coming to an end, and it just worked out where their track and field season, was coming to an end. So they came and got on the schedule, and crazy process of kind of getting everything going, but super fun to be a part of, and just ended up working out. So yeah, wow. We love it.
Wow, what a great business that they are building. They just opened up a couple months ago here in Idaho Falls, just out here, not too far from the Idaho Innovation Center, just a mile down the road here from that. When we bring people onto the show, we ask them to give us fill out a little questionnaire, and I just wanted some of the suggestions of business advice for existing businesses, and this is coming from Robbie, who owns multiple businesses here. He says, be open-minded and willing to adapt to changing circumstances. Survival of the fittest applies in business just as it applies in nature. Constantly look for areas of your business that need improving. If you are certain that some aspect of your business is functioning perfectly, I would bet that there is a way that it could function better. And absolutely phenomenal, great advice that you give here. What else do you want people to know about the pickleball community here in Eastern Idaho?
Yeah, I would just say something that I touched on briefly, that Spitfire is really striving to take away the barriers, right? If you are unsure and would like to play, just give us a call and we'll set up something.
Come down
for you.
And watch it. It's amazing. Yeah. You can watch it and pick it up pretty quick. But I encourage you to get a lesson, and kind of learn the rules of
Yep.
it. And but it's a sport for everybody.
It is. It's for every single person. Even if you think you're not very athletic, I guarantee you we can, help you out. We can get you on the court and help you get into a game. It's
So
pretty
is there
easy.
times that people, just the open public, can come and play?
Yeah, so if you go to our website, spitfirepickleball.com, there's a calendar option on there where you can actually see our entire week planned out with open play sessions, with skill-based events where if you want to come and play with a certain skill level, you can mix in there, or our leagues are on the calendar. We have upcoming tournaments that are going to be played. We've done one already, and it was a hit. It was absolutely awesome. Just the community is so awesome. Like, pickleball is such a wonderful sport, but we owe it to the people, the patrons that come. They've been fantastic. And not only do they support us in the business, but they want to help. They want to volunteer, and they want to be part of it. And so just thank you.
Very good. Well, if you haven't checked it out, be part of the craze, the fastest growing sport for 3 years. And what an amazing facility they have there at Spitfire Pickleball. And encourage you to go down there and check them out. Great. Anything else you wanted to tell us that you haven't?
No, I'm just super appreciative of you guys to be putting stuff like this together for our community. I absolutely love giving back to the community as well, and providing cool things like this, especially in the winter, right, when everybody is kind of stuck at home and maybe just waiting for spring. And here we are in March, and we've got snow today, and so it's just another fun thing to do. I mean,
you'll be amazed at what you'll find there at Spitfire Pickleball. Kind of talk about this quote that we have here.
Yeah, so I've always loved this quote. It kind of hits me every time I hear it, but it ain't what you don't know that gets you into trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so. It's just about kind of having a little bit of humility behind your actions and things that you do, not being too overconfident, being absolutely sure that this is the way that it needs to be done and it has to be this way. Just be open to maybe doing it a different way than you've tried, and I've definitely experienced that in starting a few businesses and learning and realizing, that was a mistake, right? And so maybe we should have done it this way, and just accepting that maybe you don't know for sure what you thought you did.
That's right. Very good. Well, we appreciate you being here today. And man, look at all this great package, plus a 1-month membership there. If you want to go check it out, we're going to ask you a little trivia question.
I've got one.
You've got one. Bring it on, Jared.
The first person that can text.
Put my number up
Brian
on the
up
screen
here.
there.
What is the rating system?
Ooh, wow. They have definitely had to
pickleball.
watch the show.
He mentioned it and he explained it.
Yes.
So the first person that can respond positively,
If not, you need to Google it. You can find it.
gets the gear, gets the membership, and as we heard Robbie, they have open time to come and just get exposed to it. So I love this.
It's a sport for all ages, young to old. As I've gone and played a few times, there is literally people there way younger than me and way older than me. And just an exciting, it's great to see a sport that is taken off like this. It's absolutely great. If you haven't played pickleball, get out to Spitfire and do it. So we are excited. We've got a total BS that we're going to be talking about a business, Advanced Cleaning and Restoration. We're going to end the show by talking about them. And next week's show, we've got Kristen Sanger from East Idaho Credit Union. Man, what these guys are doing for the business community. They've got, if they're new business startups, she's going to be talking about some things that they have to offer that no other financial institution is doing here in this area. They're absolutely doing some great things for business. So next week's show, tune in. It's Kristen from East Idaho Credit Union. Thanks for tuning in to Talkin-Business, and here's our Total BS segment. Great. Well, welcome back. We're talking some BS, the 2 middle letters of our sponsor, BBSI. So, Total BS, Total Business Spotlight. Yes, we'll get that right here. So
Yep.
we love to talk a little bit of BS at the end of every show, every week. We've got a great company today, Advanced Cleaning and Restoration.
Yeah, so a little bit about these guys. In your worst moments as a homeowner or as a property owner is when something goes wrong, right? A pipe bursts, there's an electrical fire, whatever happens, right? You're kind of at your worst moment. If you're in a business, it's going to maybe disrupt
Shut
your
it
ability
down,
to do
possibly.
business, right? You're a home, the last thing you want to do, and we've done this, we've gone on vacation, and we've received calls from our kids. It's like, oh, hey,
The basement's
flooded,
Yeah.
or the dishwasher is continually running, and now the kitchen is full of water.
Yeah.
These guys meet people at their worst moments and then clean up the mess and really give them hope that they can restore and even sometimes improve. There's a lot of people in this space, and there's really no bar to get into this
But
business.
they're needed to be in the space because there's so many things happen.
There is. But what makes these guys special, I think, is Mike Lindula, who owns the company and founded the company. He thought there was a better way to do this. And so his wife joined the business as well. And so these two tag team, and I think they're the perfect pair together because Aishi, she's got a background in therapy and people. And Mike is one of the smartest, figuring it out, how to get it done kind of a guys. And so they've assembled this team that knows how not just to fix the problem, but take care of the people at the same time.
Yeah.
They're local. They are grassroots started, not part of a big mega franchise, and there's some great franchises around that do good work. It's fun to see the small, homegrown, outstanding quality, outstanding service.
That's exactly how I would describe them. I mean, with the homegrown and great quality. If you're looking for a great company, if you know, we don't like to plan that we're going to have these things, but they happen all the time. Whether it's a fire, a flood, some kind of internal damage, these guys can help get you out of that.
They can. And the wonderful thing I think that they do really well that helps them excel in a very crowded space is, and we talk about this oftentimes in the Total BS segment, is that they invest in their people.
They do.
They want to do right by their employees. They want to provide an opportunity that their employees can have a good life. They're doing really, really nasty work sometimes. You think about a flooded basement with potentially a broken sewer line. No pun intended, it's really crappy work.
It is crappy work. So
And for these people to really invest in helping their people succeed, helping treat them right, help them, empower them to make decisions in the moment in the best interest of both the customer and the company, I think that
go check them out.
Advanced Cleaning does great work.
Phenomenal. Advanced Cleaning and Restoration, an Eastern Idaho company. Man, what a day we've had. Talked a little bit of pickleball and talking advanced cleaning. So check them out, and we appreciate BBSI's sponsorship of this segment each and every week. Go out and play some pickleball, why don't you?
I might.
We need to do it. So thanks for tuning in to Talkin' Business today, and we've got some great shows lined up. So tune in. We launch it every week, Friday at 10:10. Tune in to Talkin' Business. We got some great guests lined up coming in the future, and some big things that we're giving away. So thank you for BBSI, Advanced Cleaning and Restoration, and look forward to seeing everybody next week.
Welcome to the Idaho Commercial Kitchen at the Idaho Innovation Center. Our goal at the Idaho Commercial Kitchen is to provide a place to grow the culinary experiences of food entrepreneurs right here in Eastern Idaho. The Idaho Commercial Kitchen is proud to offer an affordable, certified commercial kitchen space where food entrepreneurs can safely craft culinary products as well as receive business support to properly market their food and services. Come join us in our kitchen at the Idaho Innovation Center.